Okay, so we're finally through the friggin' door. Now we get to experience more door pleasure, fun, excitement, craptastic graphics. I mean, they just look like flat objects. And I don't know who said the door was glowing in the previous comment, but the door was not glowing in the previous review. It just was a different shade of gray. Anyway, this is pretty self-evident what you're supposed to do here. It's not like you can get lost. Of course, look how the camera wanted to turn away from where the enemy is. So now I'm just getting shot from a random location. And I'm taking too many hits from something that should have been eliminated in like 3 seconds. And so the AI is kind of giving me a bit of a challenge here, but that's kind of because I'm not playing to the extreme here. Since this game does piss me off on a consistent basis, the PC version anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to get the camera just to align right so the icon appears, because if you don't do this, that icon will not show up, and you'll be stuck on this rooftop for all eternity trying to figure out what to do with this music playing in the background. Okay, this is one of those moments that just defines that this game sucks. Pressing the backspace key twice, the camera will return to its default position behind the back. This means you gotta tap spacebar twice to reposition the camera. And if you want to move it, you can do that too, like I was explaining before. The game is basically just described, our controls suck. Deal with it. Okay? This is bullshit. You shouldn't have to put up with this, especially when it's supposed to be some fast-paced chase sequence. Alright. This isn't that hard to do, but the timing is incredibly ridiculous because if you do not jump and then tap exactly afterwards, you ain't gonna land that. You'll see what I'm talking about coming up. But yeah, you getting vertigo yet? Because, I mean, like, you're going really high up and you're walking on these little platforms and Batman just wants to run everywhere. Oh, I forgot to mention, the only way to walk in this game is to punch and hold it in and then you can walk. You might have seen me doing it in the first part of this review. In the beginning, I was just putzing around with the controls. Okay, there's a funny thing about this sequence here. At times, if you jump a certain way onto this ledge, this cutscene will not trigger, and you'll have no idea what to do. Now, I just fucked up. This is kind of my fault, but I'm rushing because I want to get with the game, and I think I'm supposed to just jump off. You're not supposed to do that, obviously. Now, look at my hand spasming. You can't even keep the damn thing on it because the fucking controls are so sensitive. Okay, so let's do this again. Yeah, every time you die at this point, you have to repeat this process. Lots of fun this is. Alright, now here's what I was talking about seeing you behind a wall. They can see you no matter where the fuck you go. He just knew I was there. And he managed to get his 3 pot shots in, like always. Kick his fucking ass. I said kick his ass! Thank you. Okay. So, we go through the procedure, we backcuff this asshole, and now we've got to navigate these platforms again. Now, I did this on purpose to show you how nauseating this really is. The colors all look the same, and you barely have any idea where you're going at times. But this is where it starts to really fall apart, and this is just the beginning of the nightmare to come. Let me tell you, it gets a lot worse. So yeah, you gotta do these stupid jumps, you gotta reposition the camera, and you'll notice later on I just get completely fucking fed up and I start just doing it, just jumping without looking. Alright, this is what I was talking about with the fucking... See, I hit it right when I jumped, but it didn't open until afterwards. So, of course, now I'm bat roadkill, and you have to go back and do it again! Who the fuck wants to keep repeating this shit over and over again? Now here's an example of clipping errors that cause this game to just destroy me, literally. I must have done this 60 times. If you're even off by an inch, you're dead! And yes, that's a blatant homage to Super Nintendo Guy's Batman review that was recently uploaded. If you want to laugh at some seriously good humor from a different angle, go watch that. It's ironic that more than one Batman game are being reviewed and they all kind of stink. Anyway, we're going to do this again, and I am sure as hell not going to fuck this one up, because now I've got a headache. This music is officially just giving me a migraine beyond, like the size of Kansas in my brain. Okay, so now I've become disoriented once again. It happens to me all the time in this game. Oh, look at how the camera just decided to point down at the bluest, flattest plane you've ever seen. Okay, so now we launch back up, we repeat the same fucking process we just did. Alright, now here's a good hint to remember. You don't have to fight the enemies in this game to get anywhere. You can simply just leap past them. Alright, now the biggest vertigo-inducing moment in this level is coming up. You know how this game controls, right? They want you to run across this thing and make this jump. Now, you'll notice my little filter effect coming up here to add to this. Yeah! Can you make it? Of course you're gonna make it. I don't suck. I made it the first time. Yeah, but the first time I played this game, I must have missed that like 40 times. And then there were points where I couldn't even figure it out. Every time you see the CD, by the way, that means it's saving your progress, so you don't have to repeat the same thing over and over again. They were nice enough to figure, okay, they're not going to want to do that stupid platform jumping thing again if they should lose this next part. How the fuck you could lose this next part, I'll never know, unless you jump at the wrong second here. See, I almost missed it? It's possible to lose right there and have to go back. What's funny is it'll restart you 2 feet away from where you originally were. And you'll have to redo it until you make it.
This isn't what you think, Batman.
Yes, I am the low-cost voice actor. And now we get to beat up another henchman who serves as a boss, I guess. He's got a big-ass life bar, but he's really no challenge whatsoever. Note how stupid the AI is, too. You can, like, completely leap over them, and they won't do anything. You could literally just jump around all day, and they can't do shit. But yeah, you might as well just take the hits, because it doesn't even matter. Whether they block or attack, you're still going to beat them eventually. There's very few bosses in this game that pose any kind of challenge. I mean, how long did this take? And now we have more cutscenes. And if you don't know what is going on by now by the voice, listen closely.
He took my...
Toby?
Yes, Toby, my son. He took my son. He says he'll kill him unless I can pay him $5 million. I don't have that kind of money.
Are you sure he has the boy?
Overacting!
He sent me this. Said if I didn't believe him, he would send... Oh.
I thought Batman just shoved a pocket knife right in his belt.
Press the button if you're ever in trouble.
And he vanished before his voice acting was even done. Wow, Batman's just such a cool cat, isn't he? Now, seriously, he just took that knife and he shoved it between his belt and his... whatever the fuck his torso shirt thing is called.
Joker's insane.
He'd cut himself.
Stupid. He must know something about Mary we don't.
Oh, God,
So what do we do?
We play along until we get to the bottom of this.
The transmitter you gave Mary last night. It's coming from Gotham Bridge.
Right.
Right. Now, I don't know how he got to Gotham Bridge. I guess he walked because he never even looked at the car that entire time. Okay, now we're going to enter a scene that, you know, it's going to seem like the same thing as before, but you're going to start to see where this game really falls apart in terms of direction. Oh, note that it just got darker and the visuals went down. This is because the game crashed again, and it resets everything you did. Look how much darker it is this time around the bend than before. I'll change this in a moment, after I kill generic enemy number 5 over here. Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Ha! I'll kick you to death. Yeah, Batman's such a badass. All he does is 3 different attacks. He punches and he kicks. I thought he was a master of martial arts. What the hell happened? Now, this is my fault, because it's so dark. I mean, you may be able to see it, but I could barely see where I was going, and I didn't want to change it because I didn't want to interrupt the video feed, but I got so tired of it, I said, fuck it, and I decided just to change it anyway. It's coming up. Yeah, here it is. This is what the menu looks like, by the way, for the game. Now, watch the brightness when I even tap it. Like, it just flew up. Isn't that fucked up? Like, I mean, like, you even tap the brightness control, and it jumps. Like, it goes, like, 40% up compared to where it was, when I barely even smidged the bar. Okay, so here's more of that crappy camera. I mean, now you're facing backwards, and again, you gotta change it by going to first-person mode. This is friggin' annoying. And now you're not dealing with one enemy, you're dealing with multiple enemies. Anybody ever played the game Breakdown, they might know the experience coming up here. Now, I barely looked across, and he wasn't even in my line of sight. How the fuck did he see me? More so, how did a shotgun do such little damage? The pistols do more damage. Now you gotta deal with these 2 assholes at the same time. Watch the camera just fly all over the friggin' place in this fight. It's ridiculous. And there's no way to target a specific enemy, so you just gotta, like, randomly beat the crap out of one and avoid the other's pot shots. Yeah, beautiful camera work here. Yeah. This cameraman is so fucking fired when I'm done with this review. Okay, so now I've taken care... I can't even handcuff him due to the horrible detection. Again, another reason not to play this game. Oh, if you hear that beeping noise consistently, it sounds kind of eerie-ish, aside from the wind noise and the lack of music here. I have no idea how to get that item. I refuse to use a walkthrough, too, so I'm not gonna, you know, just figure out how to do it like that. Okay, now... tell me if you can figure out where to go. I've played this many times, and it should be, it would seem pretty obvious to someone who's played it. But if you haven't played this, you'll have no clue. Now, your first hint was that thing was jammed in the corner there, but you're not thinking because, up until this point, you've done the same rudimentary things over and over again. You've jumped off things, you've punched enemies, and you've used the back grapple, and maybe a batarang or two once or twice. Aside from that, you have not used any of Batman's other techniques or things. Why am I saying this? You'll see soon enough. After I wander around long enough to give you enough of a headache of this game, the camera, the controls, and this repetitive wind sound and that boop, 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 boop noise you keep hearing. There's nothing here. It's just dead sound. And you're gonna laugh your ass off when you see what the fuck you have to do for this point. But I want people to actually experience what I went through. This is what a newbie's gonna go through if they're not using a walkthrough because it's not obvious as to what you're supposed to fucking do. You'll try everything. You'll blow shit up. You'll jump you'll jump on top of canisters. Anything you could think of, you could try, ain't gonna work. There's only one solution to this, and it's really fucking stupid. And it doesn't even work sometimes, so that makes it even worse. Like, you think, oh, that didn't work, so I'll try something else. No, that was what you were supposed to do, but it didn't work. Why? Because of terrible controls and detection. See, when you do hit detection in a game, you're supposed to make it as small as possible so that when you're in that radius to do it, it goes through. Not this big friggin' box that most people use, and not these tiny, tiny, smidgy little cracks.
Call me the minute you find out anything about Mary. I don't want to walk into this blind.
I'll try, but I don't know if there's anything to find.
Hey, there's nothing to find. You're so useful, Batgirl. You're so useful. Alright, let me show you what the fuck you're supposed to do. This is ridiculous. I mean, it might seem a little obvious, but to most, it's not. And I'm not the kind of gamer who's just going to catch this immediately. Maybe I'm a little slower than most, I don't know. But this is just fucking annoying. That's it. That's all you had to fucking do.
Then, my dear, you're about $5 million short of motherhood.
Now watch how Batman just stands there. Just watch. And like nobody notices him. And all of a sudden, I'm just standing there like a dick. Now you get to fight more generic goons / henchmen. I love how it saves right at the beginning of a fight too, so you'll have to like repeat this over and over again if you lose. Who the fuck is gonna lose this pathetically easy fight? I can't handcuff him because I'm out of handcuffs, so let's try to figure out where to go as fast as possible because they do get up. If you don't handcuff them, they'll get back up and they'll start fighting again. They're just way weaker, so it's like you gotta waste your time again. So now I'm completely befuddled from the first part, but I know I've got to do something, so let's do this. Now the game starts to pick up speed again, so it's not like what it was before. Now it feels like, the old school platformers, which is kind of cool, I gotta admit. So like I said, it's not the worst game in the world, but it has its share of issues. Demonstrated here, for example. I told you about this batarang bullshit. Watch and learn. Just watch. Watch the hilarity of knocking half his life bar up before he even reaches me. Because every time you hit somebody with a batarang, they pause for like a millisecond, so it's impossible. Like, you could just keep whanging the thing at the guy. They always get a cheap shot in for some reason. Unless you can, like, immediately launch at them. It's also problematic that, for whatever reason, when you punch and do something else, he'll sometimes jump at this point. If you jump backwards, you can kill yourself at this point. You'll have to repeat the whole fight you just did and everything you just did all over again. Like, see? Like that. Thank God I know what the fuck I'm doing to some degree. Okay, so, more generic fighting of, the 3-button kind here. Maybe this would have been cooler as a 2D game, I don't know. I mean, I played the Game Boy Advance version of Batman Vengeance, it wasn't bad. Okay, we go up another ladder. Go up another ladder. Now we've reached a real boss, or what this game claims is a boss. Again, it's you get the flat visuals, the flat everything about this game is so fucking flat at times. I mean, couldn't they fix the texture so that the bat on his costume looked at least texture-wise and not blurred up? Okay, now you get to see why this first-person view is a complete fucking failure. And why this game fails to even entertain me slightly at times. Because really, you don't do boss fights like this, okay? This is stupid. Now, I'm on top of this little vertigo oh no, I hit him from like 80 feet away. I'm on top of this vertigo-inducing, like, tower thing, and I got him coming at me in a friggin' wrecking ball, and I have to stay in first-person view and aim directly up so that I hit him. Now, you can very easily walk off this level. I've done it several times. I don't think I got him on video because that was before when it crashed. But yeah, it's easy to fuck up. Note how my batarang just completely passes through the friggin' tower as well. Wonderful hit detection. Again, fantastic music, man. Really fits the scenario. See that? Had I gone 3 millimeters to the left, I would have fallen directly off and had to redo this whole fucking thing over again. It's annoying, believe me when I say this. Okay, so we know what the fuck we have to do. What else comes? Absolutely nothing. You just repeat this over and over again. So it's not really a boss fight, it's just a lame hide behind the towers and, throw shit at someone. If you can hit them! And I say if, because you gotta really know what you're doing. See how much the level's left now? You gotta stay in first-person view, basically, the entire time, and you gotta make sure you don't fall the fuck off the level. Meanwhile, he alternates from that tower to this tower, and it's just so... Like, what the fuck? And now I magically failed to hit him. Someone wanna explain this one? The only cool thing is he takes out the lights, they sound really cool when they break. Like right now. I mean, that sounded realistic enough for my tastes. I don't know. It's just, it falls apart. It's not interesting or unique in the slightest to me. This is like a lame Super Nintendo villain all over again on like the older games. Okay, so now we beat the friggin' Joker in his own game. Somehow.
Toby or not Toby? That is the question.
Where'd the ball go?
The Joker or save the boy? Aye, there's the rub.
I'd have to assume Batman cut it with the Batarang. Why didn't they show that? You could show this stuff. Yes, save Toby! Fly, Batman, fly, for great justice. Now, like a jackass, you'll hit that every fucking time because of the way that it's just done and you fly at things. Yay! We saved Toby!